G&T show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek: The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the G&T show. Our continuing mission: to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the G&T show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me.
Admiral Shaw.
She's badass.
It's Ceridian.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the G&T show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for coffee clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's going to be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the G&T show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. G&T show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the G&T show is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
this is Terry having a series of small strokes, actually.
Well, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I G&T.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the G&T Show, episode 166. I'm Terry Lynn.
Joe Lontrue, Gettysburg 7. There she is. My left, your right. You know what she's wearing. She looks major cool. My right, your left is a Klingon.
Kapla.
Ceridian.
Ceridian, sorry.
He's dozing off.
Poor Nick. So, coffee clutch time. Gentlemen, we might as well start off with the gravel-voiced. What the heck?
I'm at the 5th anniversary Great Allentown Comic-Con, covering it for the G&T show. Got a real nice interview yesterday.
Nice.
Sorry, I just kind of slipped off the thing there. With, what's her name? Mike, what's her name?
Oh, the one today or the one?
No. Oh, Erica Schroeder. She's a voice.
You.
So you know her probably from voiceover. She like does a shit ton of voiceover.
Yeah.
In the Amazing X-Men cartoon, she was Emma Frost, but she's done lots of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And all kinds of and games and stuff like that. And she's just a dream. And what was really nice is she was talking to one of the artists who at the after party I was hanging out with, Mark McKenna. He's an artist, pretty famous. Drew Punisher and some other stuff. And he said that she said it was one of her favorite interviews.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
But Mike's
Excellent.
very excited about the interview that I have lined up for today.
Squeak.
Yeah. Gigi Edgley.
Wahoo. I love her.
You're
She's
not just
so sweet.
Oh my God, she is amazingly sweet.
She's so sweet. I know.
And I think Mark McKenna today, and I'm trying to interview the girl. Oh my God, it's so awesome. I heard this voice, and I turned around. It's the woman that did the voice of Kim Possible.
Oh, God, I love that show.
Right on.
I love that show.
But this that you hear, this is the result of the after party.
Yeah.
Because I was invited by our friends from Nemesis Studios, who our listeners, I'm sure, all listened to the supplemental log that we did with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a guest on the An Elegant Weapon podcast that was live yesterday from one of the rooms. With a studio audience of a whole bunch of cosplayers. It was really fun.
How fun.
And
There weren't you also on a panel as well?
that was the panel.
Oh, okay.
We did it in panel room 2.
Oh, okay.
Did the live podcast from there.
Right on.
Had
Very
Q&A.
cool.
Yeah, and so look at you, kitty. But that's fucking awesome. The after party last night. Jägermeister is my friend.
Well, maybe for last night.
I was going to say, Mr. Ferris would probably agree with you on that.
We were, this one of the girls that works at the convention. Let me just say this: I drank so much Jägermeister that I actually got up and did karaoke.
Wow.
The two of us sang Simple Man together.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Was this caught on film anywhere?
Thank God, no.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, we were pounding Jaegers. So remember when I told you guys that I'm not going to tell everybody else before the show?
Yes.
Now you understand.
Yes. Yes, I do. I'm just glad that you're having a good time. I'm just glad
the Romulan overlords looked down and they said, go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
And the cosplayers from Ash and Phoenix are here, and what an amazing group of people. They're so much fun. Some of them, Terry, you'll see on my Facebook, I put a picture up. There's a woman that did a Captain Marvel cosplay, Carol Danvers.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yay. Excellent.
And there's a girl that's, she's 16, and she did a Hawk Girl outfit with the wings that open up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I have a video of it. I have to figure out how to get it off my phone and put it on Facebook. But I was talking to her, and she was like, yeah, I'm 16, and blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking, see, God damn it, where were 16-year-olds when I was 16, chicks that were into this?
Totally afraid to be caught in public, like something like that, because we were told for how long that, you didn't know. Nice girls didn't do that. You didn't do that if you were in, ew, you're a nerd. We were all nerds, but we weren't allowed to, raise the freak flag. We're just now getting into it. That's why things are so popular. It's like most of us are just old enough to not give a shit anymore. And we have kids, and we're telling our kids, don't give a shit, go have fun. I think we're cooler. Don't you agree? Come on.
I do.
Good.
I do. Yep. Sorry, I was drinking some soda.
Okay. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, our poor Nick is all sleepy.
But I really want to give a huge shout out to the people at Nemesis Studios who have allowed me to park at their table.
Nice.
And hang with them, and they had such a blast. Stan had such a blast when he was on our show, and his wife met his wife yesterday, and the very first thing I looked at her and I looked at him and I said, "Dude, you married way out of your league." He's like, "Oh, I know." He was like, "I'm A-ball and she's major league." I was like, "You're fucking little league and she's major league." And then we were talking, and she's a former Marine, so we had that, and we were just, they're so much fun. And when I send Mike the interview from Erica Schroeder, it's about 25 minutes. The first half of it's really, really good. We were doing it in the green room.
Okay.
And then Nichelle Nichols came in with her people.
Okay.
The volume level of the room increased exponentially.
That's pretty funny.
It was, and was
she with the?
Yes.
Oh.
I talked to at the bar.
Oh.
And found out the other side of the story.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Let's trust.
If it was told in confidence, you keep that.
No. Charges were all dropped.
Good.
That's what happens.
That's part of the reason I didn't pick it up. I was like, there's something else going on here we don't know about.
That's what happens when the police mistake an e-cigarette for something else.
What? Oh, no way.
And mark it as an unidentified object.
What?
Mm-hmm.
How in the...
How can that be mistaken for meth?
I have no idea how... Oh my...
What the hell?
Yeah, wow.
Well,
anyway,
I'm so glad I don't smoke anymore, because knowing me, if I had, I'd probably be on e-cigarettes right now, so...
And hilarious quote of the night is, Really? I'm on meth? Look at me. I look like a goddamn Aryan. I'm muscled. I have all my teeth, and you think I'm on meth?
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that. If you're remotely overweight, yeah.
Quote of the day to me yesterday, Mike. Okay, right next to us is this Klingon, Imperial Klingon Defense Force.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's a girl. She was she had these splotches of green on her. So I'm talking to her, and she was like, yeah, I had a job interview before I came here. She was like, so I couldn't go all out. Usually I'm the Orion morale officer. She's like, so I'm undercover right now, having been hanging out with the Federation. So she had like these splotches of green, so it looked like that the flesh tone was rubbing off, and that's was coming through.
That's
right
funny.
on.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Well, I'm really glad that you're having a good time there, and I'm glad that you're able to get such amazing interviews. And congrats on the panel. I'm just so tickled, and thanks to everybody at the Great Allentown Comic Con.
Yeah,
It sounds like you throw a pretty good party.
they do. It's still the weirdest laid out con I think I'll ever go to. It's the one in the flea market.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. But the good point is it's winter and it was like 29 degrees. Yesterday. Excuse me. And so the vendor's room was not 150 degrees. It was only 100 degrees.
Mike, what have you been up to?
Stuff.
You've been a busy man.
A little bit. The week started off kind of strong on writing for my NaNoWriMo, but then I got distracted. Squirrel!
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
It was a big squirrel.
Yeah. We have officially moved to our new server. So we are now, rolling large, as they say. So yeah. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. So I spent most of the week. Big shout out to Andy. Andy, thank you very much for your patience. I spent like 3 days talking to him. He works for tech support, and trying to work. It's like I have a direct line to Andy over these past
That's
3 days,
awesome.
and
Oh dear.
it was just like I can't get this to work, because we went from having one control panel to 3, and nothing was where it was supposed to be.
Wow.
So I had, trying to hurry up and figure out how to get something to work, and then getting it to actually work. And then, so it was like by the end there, he just gave me his phone number and said, dude, just shut up and call me. So big shout out to Andy for helping us getting us all squared away. But as you can see, our lovely website is operational.
It is.
So
it is
yes.
operational, and it seems to be working well. Although I think somebody said that the sound had gone for them. I don't know, who was it? Lanny? Lanny said the sound went for her.
Well,
so
Lanny tends to have issues, but I think that's more her connection than ours, sadly. But other than that, I think we're in good shape.
Good. Well, I'm very, very pleased with the fact that we were able to get all of this done before the beginning of the year, that we're on the new server now. We'll see how this one works out. I now have a better idea of what we may be facing as far as another upgrade in about a year.
I would say probably 2, because at least 2 years.
Okay.
But because although I didn't take into account the overhead from like the operating system and stuff. So we have less space than what we were shooting for, but we still have at least 2 years worth of space, before we start having to worry.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so let's see. We still need help with the fundraiser for miscellaneous upgrades, subscriptions, new plugins, new theme. So that is still ongoing. But the biggest and most important part is done, which is the server. We are no longer in jeopardy of going dark at any moment.
Which is great news, and I'm very pleased. I like the new company or the new setup. I like the way things are moving, and thank you, Mike, for all of your hard work to get us up and running seamlessly, because you can't tell when you cannot tell, other than the fact that so far nobody seems to be
Well, I could tell, but most of that stuff is still on the back end. All the bugs are still on the back end, so you guys won't see them. But yeah, I still encountered them. What was that, Nick?
Who?
Sorry, I had to sneeze. I apologize. Well, we lost Lanny.
Who's Grumpkin?
Who? I don't know.
Grumpkin, identify.
No, The internet is for anonymity.
No, it's not.
So which, by the way, I read Will Wheaton's kind of dissertation on that, and I thought it was very, I'm with him. I'm with him wholeheartedly. I wish that it could come true. I doubt that it will. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what he said.
Oh, yeah. He talked about internet anonymity and how about the only way that we're going to be able to get through and move forward with the internet is for people to stop hiding behind
Names
behind
like
that anonymity.
Yeah.
We agree.
Well, yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, the way the internet is evolving, it's going to become less a novelty and more a part of a person's identity. And I think in order for that to happen, the whole anonymity part is going to have to probably go away and suffer. But, everyone that I know on the web, pretty much, the people I deal with, I know. They're people that are real.
Yeah. Right.
It's not like I don't really deal with a lot of trolls or a lot of people who hide behind fake names. Although they still hide behind fake names, but they're still real people. I don't know. It's just
yeah.
Well said.
I'm laughing at Grumpkins.
Yeah, me too.
No, not complaining. I give to NPR all the time.
Okay. Between that and the lotion comment,
yeah.
Carrie, is that you?
That would be so awesome. Well, what did I do this week? I worked. I participated in the lovely supplemental log with
Scott
Pearson.
With Scott, sorry, I saw the bunny and I got all with Scott Pearson, wonderful Scott Pearson. We had such a good time talking to him.
It was your first time actually sitting down and talking with him, right?
Talking with him, it is. It's true. It's the first time I got to meet him.
And we actually had an in-depth and professional conversation.
I know.
What the fuck?
Well, he did have to bring us back on topic at one point.
Well, that's because he wanted to talk about something.
He wanted to pitch his book. I mean, it's not like we didn't bring him on for that. I mean,
but
what are we, his imps?
The interview is out. It clocks in about a little bit over an hour and a half. So it was an epic interview.
It was a great conversation. It really was.
Very educational on a lot of fronts, though.
I love the fact that he's doing so much work for the Kennedy Space Center. I think that brochure is going to be very cool. And what a unique opportunity, too. I love the fact that, a lot of our listeners will really appreciate the fact that here's a working writer. And it goes to show how all the different things in order to, and he still has another quote unquote job, right?
No.
Yeah, he does. A part-time, he said. He has a part-time job. And the fact is that even though he still needs a part-time job to kind of supplement his wages, even though he's working in all sorts of shit. So
he writes, he edits. I mean, he's like the Renaissance man.
It's really, really cool. So if you are an aspiring writer or just a writer or anybody who's interested in hearing his conversation, please give it a listen. It's already up at thegntshow.com. And it's a very cool.
He freelances.
And he does freelance, yeah. Let's see. What else did I do? I don't know. I just, I'm waiting for my computer to get better. I got new hard drives delivered. Drives.
Oh, right on.
Plural. I've learned my lesson.
Jealous.
I got a Samsung EVO 1 terabyte SSD drive.
Nice.
I know. I'm very excited. And then I got
jealous.
2 mechanical 1 terabyte drives for my libraries. So one will act as a shadow.
Very good.
And then I promise Michael. Michael's I will get a backup service as well.
Awesome.
I'm not going to go through this again. Because I'm going on 2 weeks without my machine, and I'm going crazy. But
go
ahead.
I was just going to say I did manage to play a little bit more Stowe. I'm making a little bit of progress through the story, and what I encountered this week in Stowe just completely floored me. I was like mouth agape. I was just drooling on the floor. It was awesome.
What's this? What made you drooling?
This particular mission.
Oh.
It's called Dragon's Deceit, and I was just like, oh my god, I love this.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really excited about playing the game again, and you guys have been very good to me about not,
Yeah, try not to give you too many spoilers. Yeah.
Not being spoilery, which is great.
But that is definitely one you gotta check out, because I was just like, wow. I did not see that coming, but it makes the most sense. It really explains what's going on, or you kind of, yeah.
Oh, my poor husband's all like, 2 weeks without your machine. What am I, chopped liver? Like, no.
Yes.
He is a machine.
I have to.
Well.
He is a machine. Well played. It has been nice to be around him, but I'm going to lose him for a week now. He's traveling.
Oh.
I know.
Bon voyage, mon ami.
So, Mike, are you saying we can post stuff in the chat room now from our own hard drives?
That is one of the new features for the chat room, except it's not working yet. The button that we need to actually do the upload is not there. So I think it's one of those features that they're going to be rolling out in the future. So look for it in the future.
So you're saying it's in the future?
It might be here tomorrow.
Please say the future.
Yes, it'll be here in the future.
The future. There you go.
The future.
The future.
Not today.
Not the past.
Not the past. Definitely not the past. And not the present. Yeah.
But
the future.
In the coming days, which is also known as
the future.
The future.
Quick, I gotta get back to the future.
Well done.
Okay.
And scene.
And we got Kojiro's not. Yeah, we just got a smirk out of him. We're in trouble.
Smirk out of him. I feel better now. I was all worried. Like, oh, my poor husband.
Oh, man up. Have some Jaeger.
So let's get to some Star Trek news, which there's not a lot. I'm still kind of jonesing for the Wesley Crusher Star Trek hoodie.
Christmas is coming.
I've been seeing those pop up all over the place.
I'm all over. I think it's so cute. It's so cute, and I want it now. I know. I do want it now. What else was there that came up, which I thought was so cool? We're talking about products right now. Have you seen the Worf hoodie?
Got a product.
I believe I have in passing.
Okay. StarTrek.com has just announced the release of another TNG-themed hoodie, and it's Worf, so it's the yellow security uniform with the baldric.
Oh, yes. That is pretty. Oh.
It's very cute.
Speaking of Star Trek news,
the
lovely Janice finished her first watch of Enterprise.
Oh, fantastic.
Right on.
She liked it.
Yeah,
she felt
it's
the
a good
same way
show.
we did about These Are the Voyages.
Yeah. Oh, did she? Well,
yeah.
I'm different about that. You know me. I'm not as hard on it.
That's because you got a Riker boner.
No, I would have added an hour to it and given a better reason for Trip to die, but
he did not look good in that episode.
No.
But she has started Deep Space Nine.
Excellent.
All right on. These are her first run-throughs, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I get these texts. I'll be like home playing World of Tanks, and I'll get these texts like, "What? Archer's lost his mind, and now the ship is under attack. What is T'Pol doing?" I'm like, I don't even know what episode you're watching.
Yeah.
These are the comments I'm getting. And then she was like, "Oh my God, T'Pol's a drug addict." And then I was like, "Oh, she's in the good spots now."
Yeah. Well, one of the other things about for Star Trek news that came out that kind of goes with that DS9 thing is the official Star Trek's starships. The Eagle Moss collection has announced 2 more ships, which is the Cardassian Hideki class as well as the Runabout from DS9. It's awesome.
The Runabout does look sweet.
Doesn't the Runabout look amazing?
Oh, yeah. I want that one now.
It's really cool. It's really, really cool. They did a great job on that. I've been so impressed so far. I'm like a year behind everybody else. So I just got my Ferengi Marauder and the Dauntless this week. So
I think Amazon is like 2 or 3 months behind you even. So, which is where I get my starships from. So
and you're buying them individually as opposed to subscribing.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
I pay a little bit more, and some of the more rare ones are really expensive. But
right.
I get to pick and choose what I want rather than have to go through and get them all and wait the whole time. But I do have to wait longer, But
they're nice.
Oh, yeah. I want that Runabout, though.
I was like, oh my God, that looks great. And
you
I'm
can
not usually one for like the shuttles, right?
Yeah, and you can see the door, so that kind of like gives you a sense of scale on this. Whereas on other ships, you don't have that.
I know, and well, the detail on it's just really
Yeah.
nice. Matthew Anderson is teasing Nick in the chat room with the tank reference. Nick's been playing a lot of World of Tanks, yeah.
I am so addicted to that game. You know what's really fun with that game too is it's one of those games that I can put on like different podcasts and listen to them while I'm playing the game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I like that because it's not like Alien Isolation or something where you need to hear everything. So yeah, I know. Just a little aside there.
Well, remember last week how we talked about...
Oh, I remember last week.
Oh, so do I. So do I. I think most of our listeners do too. And if you missed our episode of the Knockdown Dragout that Nick and I had, go back and listen because it's crazy.
Bring the popcorn.
You should see the amount of literal hate mail that I have received.
I'm so sorry to hear that because that's
I'm
dumb.
a misogynistic homophobe.
Oh.
I'm an uneducated, conservative ass fuck.
Is that just from your friends? I'm just playing.
All kinds of people.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not unlike. It sounds to me like you're getting the same kind of mail I got after a couple of my Massively columns.
Yeah, maybe. An overwhelming majority think I hate the gay community, which is one of the most ironically stupid things they could ever think about me.
I know. All you can do is know that I know you're that way. I wouldn't be friends with you.
I know.
If you weren't. But we just both have passionate points of view.
Because the opinion I expressed, the irony of all this, had nothing to do with the orientation of anybody.
No.
It just had to do with, okay, enough.
Right.
You know?
Well,
to those of you sending me the emails saying these things, you're working at the same level that say, because I don't agree with Obamacare, I'm a racist. Or if I don't agree with X, with something that a woman says, I'm a woman hater. And believe me, nothing is farther from the truth.
Well, again, people can hear our Knockdown Dragout.
Yeah.
And we've moved on, as we always do.
Oh my God, my voice, I sound like Harvey Fierstein. Please, like you were there.
Nick and I normally used to do this knockdown drag out over the phone at least once a week, and it just so happened because you and I hadn't had one in a couple of months. So I think we were overdue. Remember how last week though we were talking about the gentleman who beat cancer, went as Picard one year, and then because his hair grew back after chemotherapy, went as Riker the next week. StarTrek.com did a follow up on that, and it was very nice to see because Jonathan Frakes got hold of the info and sent out a little note that just said that he was honored to be connected. Yeah, honored to be connected, albeit through the space-time continuum, with Mr. Schutz's brilliant victory. Live long and prosper, which I thought was very sweet.
Very
right
awesome.
on.
And congrats again on Matt Schutz's health. So, yay.
Speaking of cancer,
yes,
Cancer Squirrel. Did you see? And look, I don't want to hear anything about the type of music, but the Garth Brooks video of the woman with cancer in the audience.
I did not. I saw it posted. I did not view
Terry, when you watch it, have your ShamWow with you.
Okay, cool.
If people that clip will explain why so many people love Garth Brooks.
Love Garth Brooks, yeah.
Anyone have a link for that? Matt, I'm looking at you.
I have no doubt. The man has an amazing reputation for being a really good guy.
He does love his fans, yeah.
Yeah. And you can appreciate that, again, regardless of the type of music anybody. I'm not a country fan, but that's okay because I'm a jazz fan, and I know a lot more people who hate jazz than country. So
I don't know if I hate jazz. There's a lot of jazz I like. A lot of times I just don't understand it.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges with jazz.
When it
that's
sounds
why that's why I made Beth a punk fan, right?
Well, when it sounds like two cats fucking in a thunderstorm, to me that's just like, okay, I could do that. Why am I not making $1 million?
Yeah, well, jazz people rarely make that kind of money.
But you know what I'm saying.
I do.
And Matthew Anderson, thank you for coming through.
Yes, thank you, Matthew Anderson.
Matthew
to me, it's
Anderson,
like the
you
people
rock.
that take their brush and they just throw paint at the canvas, and everybody's like, oh, excuse me, and everybody's like,
too funny, sorry.
and everybody's
It's
like,
exactly what I say every time I see a Pollock. Oh, too funny.
yeah, and I'm like, really? When my daughter was 6, she was doing that, and nobody was paying, huge money for it. I'm not under, but David Byrne of the Talking Heads wrote a thing on his blog recently about that this very thing about the art world and how he feels so disconnected from it now because it's more about catering to the self or the critics than just creation.
Right. But again, that's also his perception of that art and sometimes the art community. But sometimes somebody who is being creative solely for the creativity part comes off looking like they're trying to cater to. The art world is like the music and any other creative industry, and that is it can all be twisted. And art speaks to a person, right? I don't buy a piece of art that doesn't speak to me.
Right, exactly.
And if there's something that connects with me on a and it has to be an extremely personal level, then yeah, I'll end up buying, which is part of the reason why I love Eddie McClintock's work so much. Eddie speaks to me on a purely rage level. When I'm pissed, his art speaks to me even more so. So that's why I like his stuff. One of the other stories that came out this week is a confirmation, which is really kind of silly, that Carl Urban has been set to play Bones in the next film. But what I thought was funny, you guys, is the fact that how many films has Carl Urban done now, right? 2?
Yes.
He's pretty famous for playing McCoy, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty famous for being in Almost Human, right?
Sure.
I would say so.
But the article lists him as quote-unquote Lord of the Rings actor Carl Urban.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I guess Lord of the Rings is big in India.
Better to pitch him as Lord of the Rings actor than a Star Trek actor. What the hell?
I think maybe Lord of the Rings is bigger in India. I mean, it's the only thing I can think of.
Might be. It might be. You know what? That's probably a good point.
Because Australia is not that far away. It's a lot closer than, say, the U.S. So, well, New Zealand, because I think that's where they filmed the Lord of the Rings films. So I think that's probably why he's probably a little more well-renowned in India for that role.
Okay, I'll forgive him that then. If Lord of the Rings and his very small comparative role in Lord of the Rings is bigger in India than his starring role in the first 2 Star Trek films, I'll give them that. I just thought it was weird.
It is weird, but yeah.
Did everybody see what's going on with the summit? This isn't a political thing. This is actually pretty funny, right? Where the G20 summit is taking place. It's APEC summit. And did everybody see the outfits and how almost every news outlet pegged them as being like Star Trek-like? And a lot of people tweeted that Obama was missing his communicator pin.
My mom had even sent me my brother and my mom both. They had sent me a message through Facebook and said, "Is this from the new movie?" My mom had honestly seen a picture of Putin and someone else, I don't remember, and said, "Are these the new Star Trek actors?"
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well, that aside.
I couldn't help but laugh.
That aside, I put this article up on purpose because I thought it was a really good layout that this was the outfit that was provided by the host country for all of the guests. This was a tradition that started back in 1993 when President Clinton gave everybody a bomber jacket to wear. And ever since then, it's become a tradition for each host country's leader to choose a ethnic or culturally kind of signature style or something, and they all wear their outfits. Well, the outfit that they were given was, of course, given to them by their host country. So there's other pictures of other silly things that they've been forced to wear over the years.
Putin I'm looking at the picture of Putin, and Putin's just like, fuck it, I don't care.
Well, yeah. Although, did you read? I have to say, I laughed out loud because a lot of people.
Al Gore one?
No. There was an article that came out yesterday from. Oh my God, what's his name? He's the satire writer for the New Yorker, Borowitz. That man makes me laugh. I'm sorry, he makes me laugh so hard. Well, yesterday he posted his. He writes kind of like an onion article for the New Yorker. Everything he says is completely untrue, but it's funny as hell. And one of them yesterday was G20 summit, APEC summit ends in a huff because Obama calls Putin a jackass. I'm sorry, I laughed so hard. I was like, oh man, that would have been awesome.
Like he did to Kanye?
Oh, wouldn't it? It would have been awesome. I'm just saying.
Oh. Hey, kudos to the internet.
Oh.
Kudos to...
How big is this squirrel?
No, this is a good one. Kudos to the internet that the probe landing on the comet beat the shit out of Kim Kardashian's oiled up ass for Twitter.
Good.
For people tweeting about it.
Yeah. And my condolences to everybody at the Rosetta team. I know the probe landed. Damn, dude, we have a robot on a fucking comet. That just amazes me.
That is awesome.
And what is it, 4 billion years old? It's older than the Earth. So that's why they're doing it. It's like amazing. And the images from it are just
so
like...
Cool. And I know that the probe that the probe that was supposed to attach itself to the comet has ultimately, the batteries have died and it's in a shadow. Yeah, and I should say the batteries have died out and it's in a position up against a rock, so it's in a shadow that only gets sunlight every so often. So they're still holding out a sliver of hope that the batteries can be regenerated, kind of like they get a little power and they store it. They get a little power and then they store it. They're hoping that they're going to be able to store up enough power to give it one more shot to reposition it. But
Terry, I don't want to say anything, but this is the start of V'ger.
I'm loving it. It's okay.
You know.
Inevitably, somebody will protect us from our own. It's true.
It's gonna be, and then the fucking Zindi probe's gonna come, and then things are gonna, and it's gonna get ugly.
Just don't.
But we'll be all long dead, so it's fine.
Don't live in Florida. Just saying.
Wow, or Cuba.
Just saying. You want to avoid the Zindi probe, don't live in Florida.
Montana, people. No, you don't want to live in Montana either.
You don't want to live in Montana.
Because that's where Zephram Cochrane was, right?
Yeah. Well, World War III has to occur first, so whatever.
That's in the process, Terry.
It's always in the process. It's Earth.
It's on the to-do list.
Yeah, really. The wonderful people. There's actually a really cool article at the Financial Post about a Canadian startup that is growing food hydroponically and water efficiently, and is testing this new the ability to grow food with LED, and it takes. I want to say I read here that it takes like 95% less water. It's really amazing article. They're calling it They're kind of calling it Star Trek because, of course, it's futuristic. So yay, it's calling it Star Trek.
Well, Tess did have her hydroponic garden, and she was able to feed a crew. The Voyager crew with Neelix's help, but it's an efficient use of space. So it's Borg-like in its efficiency.
It is Borg-like in its efficiency, and I want to say that sure enough, here it says that the hopes are that he'll be able to grow as many as 500 heads of lettuce in a single square foot of industrial space.
Well, that's you look at generational ships.
Yep, that's what's going to happen.
Speaking of which, has anybody seen Interstellar? I have not seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
I'm hearing nothing but like the most amazing things about it.
See, it's funny is I'm hearing mixed reviews, but then again, I'm hearing very distinct reviews. So I don't want to preface anything. I'm hearing, people are like, "Oh my God, you have to see this on IMAX," and please forgive them for the story.
I heard that there is been some sound issues with the film.
Oh, I read that yesterday too, but
what in the IMAX?
Yeah, I don't know what the sound issue was. All they said was that but you have a sound issue, take it. I think the article was named, if you have a sound issue with Interstellar, take it up with Christopher Nolan. So I don't know what that's about. Oh, thank you, Matthew Anderson. I think that is our mascot for the end of the season. I'm like, that's where fear my squirrely wrath.
Although I do like Grumpkin's version. It's kind of cool.
Oh, that's awesome, too. I didn't see that until just now.
Stomping on some Nazis. Chewbacca on a giant super squirrel.
That's awesome.
Stomping on Nazis, yeah. That's
we also have, I don't think I can post this picture because it's actually a photo that was posted by a friend of mine on Facebook, and I think he has security settings. So the news is, though, from our friend Dan Collis over at Farragut, is that they have wrapped on filming their most recent episode. So congratulations.
I got some great
congratulations for Farragut.
Messages from the lovely Eve, who was down there for the filming. And she was sending me pictures of her in different uniforms because she had to do like a whole bunch of different parts. Oh my God, she's so funny.
Well, congrats to everybody over at the Farragut. You guys must be getting ready for Farragut Fest coming up in a couple of weeks. Oh, goodness me. Very excited. I saw that Mr. Zimmerman was going to be attending.
Who?
Hank Zimmerman was going to be attending Farragut Fest.
I'm sorry. I totally... Oh, you said Hank, and I started thinking of King of the Hill.
Okay.
Totally. Oh, fuck.
Let me see.
It's going to be some fun interviews today, I can tell you that.
I tell you. It's you're going to be
There's a Dunkin'
hurting.
Donuts right across the street from the hotel, so I will be getting some cafe.
Just be polite to Miss Edgley.
Dude, do you really think I would be anything other? How dare you?
You'll be a professional, but at the same time, watch the drill.
Oh, she is like so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She's a tiny woman. I didn't realize. And she's Australian, so she's got that accent thing going.
Mm-hmm.
She's married. Everybody's all disappointed. You should hear people are walking away from the table. Oh, she's married. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, because you had a shot.
Oh, too cute. Yeah, no, Hank is a good friend of mine. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, and he's also a huge trick person. So I'm just saying, he's posted his picture of a Captain Picard's casual uniform that he will be wearing to Farragut Fest. I thought that's really fun.
Right on.
Yeah, he has. It's cool. All right. Let me see here. And what is... Okay, and that's that. Okay. Then the last thing is not Star Trek, but it's my squirrel, and it was one I meant to talk about during the coffee clutch. But did both of you, I'm assuming, get to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this week?
I'm pretty sure I did, although I can't remember at the moment. What happened this week?
I had it on, Terry, but it was one of those days. I had a fever Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I was like kind of in and out of that in the flash. So I do need to watch it.
Okay.
You need more
I know
cowbell.
that they're setting some things up.
Right.
I think the Inhumans, I think somebody said they're setting up.
That was easy to see. The fact that they're setting up Inhumans is super, super easy to see. That was blatantly obvious, especially at the end of the episode when you see the blueprint of what the city is supposed to look like. You know damn well that that's from Inhumans. However, the one that was far more subtle sets up the Punisher. So you watch it. I want to see if you pick up on it.
I had seen an article about that mentions that. I'm not a comic book follower, so I really had no idea. So people have to explain these things to me.
Well, yeah, and that's why I don't want to blow it because it's such an organic conversation. Let's just say it's something that Sky says that
about the Punisher,
about somebody who comes from that strip. Yes.
Yeah. So, like I said, I had read the article, and
Did you say that strip?
Yes. Sorry, the books. What am I saying?
Oh, that's awesome.
But like I said, if people didn't explain it to me, I wouldn't even have known. So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. We're done with the news. Now we have to find out what's going on with the Star Trek convention, huh? I can tell he's tired.
Oh, I finally fell asleep about 3:30 this morning.
I have to look it up. It's been, there it is. Huzzah. You were up at 3:30 this morning. Eastern time? What the hell?
Mm-hmm. No, that's what time I was getting in.
Let's see. Okay. So far, they have announced William Shatner, of course, and Walter Koenig, Tim Russ, Max Grodenchik, Jeffrey Combs.
Happy
Casey
birthday,
Biggs.
Max. His birthday was this week.
Oh, happy birthday. Casey Biggs, Vaughn Armstrong, Armin Shimmerman, Ethan Phillips, Andre Bormanis, Nicole DeBoer. I had to wait there because I knew he would do the giggle. Brian Fuller, and for people who do not know, Brian Fuller is a writer, creator, and quote-unquote self-possessed Star Trek fan. His contributions to Star Trek so far include 2 episodes of creating the story for Star Trek Deep Space Nine and working on 22 episodes of Voyager. Andrew Robinson will also be there. Alice Krieger.
He's also worked on, if I remember, Hannibal and Pushing Daisies, Dead Like Me, a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep. Connor Trenier, Dominic Keating, and Mark Alimo.
Yay!
Yay! So that's
you don't scare
already.
Me, Ducat.
So that is so far that what we have announced for attendees at the 2015 Star Trek convention in Las Vegas. For those who are not aware, there will be less official Star Trek conventions this year. Creation sent out an announcement last year that said that, they used to have like Cherry Hill, Chicago, San Francisco, 5 or 6, maybe even 7 of these a year. And it was my understanding they were cutting back on those by half.
Wow.
2015. For 2 reasons. One, to really put a lot of focus on preparing themselves for the 2016 50th anniversary.
That makes sense.
And also because, and here's the kicker, people, they're focusing more on Supernatural because Supernatural's 200th episode just occurred, and they have a very successful run at creating more Supernatural local events than they do one big major. So they're going to be focusing on smaller Supernatural events and bigger Star Trek events. Does that make sense?
It does. And it's not like they have a huge staff.
Nope, they don't. It's
and I don't mean this derisively. It's still very mom and pop.
Yeah, it is. It very much is. So, and I like the fact that, I know that I can get to Vegas and it's the one that I really need to focus on. It's the one we can plan for. It's the one that, it's a big to do. And the fact is we all know that they're going to be doing a lot of things that are going to be kind of new and fun for 2015, but also 2016. So that's pretty awesome. That's kind of it. Yeah, that's it. That's Star Trek news, the Star Trek convention news.
Right on.
So here's the you want the poll of the week from StarTrek.com? Shall we take that?
Sure.
Because do we have an Ask Dayton?
No. I talked to because our email is not working because of the transfer. I had reached out to him and asked if he was going to, if he had one for us, and he said that he hasn't. So no Ask Dayton this week. But okay.
We need a Life Pod 1. We haven't done a Life Pod 1 in a long time. The poll is, which crew had to face the most adversity exploring the final frontier? Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, TNG, Original Series, or Voyager?
See, Deep Space Nine should be kind of omitted from that because they weren't really exploring the final frontier.
Yeah, they were just dealing with a war. And TNG, I don't want to say TNG because, they were flying, they were exploring in a freaking hotel.
Well, that's not okay. But, however, I would also say that Voyager didn't seem to have too much trouble exploring the final frontier because it seemed like every time a new show started, they had already made friends with a completely new species.
And my car is in better shape than Voyager. I mean, the Voyager's in better shape than my car.
Than your car, right?
Yeah.
They had like magic healing nanobots that made their ship go all the time.
You know what? I'm going to say Enterprise
because the technology that they had was,
Look at what the NX looked like after the Xindi arc.
Yeah.
You can't say that they did not have their shit handed to them like multiple times.
Yeah.
That was Azadi Prime, wasn't that the
And they were out there on their own. They were
They really were on their own. Yeah.
Except for Shran.
Gotta love them Andorians.
Shit.
Shran is the shit.
It was funny when Janice was watching. She finally got it when I said, "Once you go blue," when she saw the Andorian tactical officer.
Yeah.
I was like, "You can keep your green women. I'll go Andorian every time."
Every time.
Plus, Susie Plaxton was an Andorian.
That's right.
So,
Wasn't
that's an automatic win.
So it's pretty.
I don't disagree. I think it was kind of an easy question. I think everybody here thinks Enterprise.
Pretty unanimous because everyone else, by comparison, had it way too easy. I mean, replicators, transporters.
Grumpkin, who are you? Because you're an idiot with that. Voyager, dear God, those poor people. Really? What poor people? What poor people?
Harry.
What did they really suffer through?
Poor Harry.
Harry
suffered.
Harry suffered
Harry
much.
suffered because he got laid and got in trouble for it.
Yep, that sucks,
Fucking
dude.
T'Pol becomes a drug addict because of the mission they're on.
Yep. Well, yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out that one because that one is a pure. You know what I loved about that arc, about the idea of her of the drug abuse, is strictly because it was fucking insulation. It was wall insulation, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
And that it goes straight to the heart of how stupid. The very first idea of, oh gee, here, let me try and smoke that.
Oh, yeah.
Goes to.
I was watching Intervention. Dude was in the hospital to be detoxed, and he fucking was drinking the Purell.
Oh man, that guy's liver's gone. That's just so sad.
I don't
that
know
is
who
so
that
sad.
Andorian chick is,
but I like the fact that they didn't pull any punches with that. It was like, yeah, no, when you're a drug addict, dude, you will ingest wall insulation if you think it has something.
And did you ever wonder about like the first who was the first poor bastard that found out like you have to cook something a certain way, like lobster? Hey, look at Carl. I don't think I'm going to eat what he was just eating. I'm going to have to try it a different way than that.
But even Hoshi, I mean, who starts off as this meek little, her arc, especially by the end of the Zindi, because Zindi just changed everything for the whole crew. But she was seriously traumatized by the end of the Zindi arc, So I mean, there's no way any other crew has it as bad or as hard as they did on that little NX.
Is it really?
I think so.
We'll see. I don't know. The good news is so far I haven't seen Grumpkin kind of get booted out of the chat room.
That is true. That is true.
Oh, did you see? Grumpkin just put something. Did you see the place, the bachelor pad that the dude had that was all Predator inside?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I gotta strike two. No, it's not Sunsail.
I did not. What does this bachelor pad look like?
Hold on.
All right.
Okay, so he's looking for.
Here, you and I are gonna talk about
Swedish. It's a Swedish guy.
Well, I've been reading lots of books. We can talk about some of those.
What's funny is that Dave Chappell just posted in my Facebook page. He goes, Carl Urban just changed agents, but there's no word on Star Trek 3 yet. I'm like, dude, listen to the show.
Oh, now we know why he changed agents, because in India he's known for Lord of the Rings.
There you go. That's exactly right. Yeah, it says ICM Partners just signed Carl Urban. Yeah, they're picking up quite a few people. Okay, what are you looking at? Oh goodness, I think it.
Oh wow!
Holy crap, that's kind of wild.
And
look at it from the outside.
On the outside, oh my God, it's like every house on the block. But when you go inside,
what are you looking at?
Scroll down.
I'm looking at scroll down. I see living room or a movie, and then I see a door. Where are you at? Is it? Oh, it's the. Okay, I see a link. I was like, where are they looking? I was looking at the pictures in the chat room. Oh, Mashable. Ridiculous Alien versus Predator house is the ultimate bachelor pad.
Yeah, the house on the
cute.
The house on the outside.
Holy crap!
The house on the outside. It looks like every other house on the block. Maybe it's a little more plain because it's gray.
Oh, Swedish.
But once you get inside, there's like heads mounted on the wall.
That's kind of trippy.
There's a predator in the hallway.
That dude is a serious fan.
Doors are pretty awesome. The whole theater room is like wow.
I know, right?
What? Oh,
he's a drummer too, huh? Because he has a dance floor up in the attic. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
And he's a Toto fan. I love him.
Doesn't take much, ladies and gentlemen.
He has a big ass Toto poster in the top of that. That is a good thing.
Toto Predator. They go together.
I'm loving it. That's awesome. Actually, they kind of do. If you were a big fan of the Hydra album, yeah. Okay. Well, that's
Kojiro says definitely not Swedish.
Years ago, you never would have seen something like that.
No, you wouldn't.
First Contact reference. I love that.
That was a good
Swedish.
one too.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I was thinking of that was I saw it was a cartoon, Boba Fett, and he was walking, and it was like he had all these things in stasis. One was like E.T., one was the Predator, one was the Alien, and there was a Mugatu.
Where was this?
It was a cartoon that somebody did.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Now, speaking of which, we have not touched on this. The internet kind of went crazy with the name of the Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Why?
Why did the internet go crazy?
Yeah. They hate
Terry,
it?
do you not remember? Let's go back through the mists of time.
Yeah.
So the name of the movie is Star Trek Into Darkness?
Well, that's different.
No, it's not. Oh my God.
The Force Awakens.
It is too.
Did you hear how serious she was?
I was. That's different. The Into Darkness was stupid.
Well, there's a lot of
Force
people that think
Awakens.
The Force
What's so
Awakens
wrong
is
with
stupid?
Is it? Is that what they're? I guess
I've seen people bitching about it. Yeah, I mean, I was like,
Okay.
I was like, it sounds like, you know what? To me, it sounds like it could have easily been one of the novel titles, so it doesn't bother me at all.
right. I can understand. I mean, yes, there's a certain layer of cheesy film to it.
And following Return of the Jedi, it would, The Force Awakens makes sense.
Did it go away?
Well,
yeah, Luke was the last Jedi.
It didn't go away. It's just that it
went underground.
It hibernated.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
because I wasn't really again because they threw out all of the novels.
Well, I have to say that because of the dislike of that particular title, I think is the reason why someone came up with their own Star Wars title generator, and for a week, Dayton and Dave and just about everyone else on the internet were coming up with their own Star Wars movie titles.
Oh, I want to hear some of them. Did they go?
Oh my God, it was awesome. One that I personally came up with was when the shit goes down. Star Wars, when the shit goes down.
Shit goes down.
I mean, there were literally hundreds of them. I'll have to find the Dayton's post, but it's on Dayton and Dave's Max pages.
Terry, hot on the heels of last week's discussion.
Yeah.
Did you see what I posted? The parody of the woman walking through the streets of New York City?
Yeah, I did. The Star Wars one we talked about, that was hilarious.
Oh, wrong movie. That made me laugh so hard. And was it Boba Fett walking next to her? He's been walking next to her for 4 minutes.
I like the fact that the only time she says a word is when Darth Vader comes up and she's like, ew.
And he hangs his head. That was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant.
It was very funny.
Princess, wait up.
Did anybody see David Mack's post in Facebook the other day about the Star Trek exit line from his current tie-in novel Progress?
Yeah.
All right.
No, what is it?
It says, a Star Trek exit line from my current novel in progress. Quote, you have the con. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the mess hall teaching the food synthesizer how to make a gimlet.
I can see it.
And I'm thinking, okay, he's working on Seekers 3, which he confirmed. And I said, oh, please tell me that those words are uttered by Terrell. But he wouldn't confirm.
Okay, from Dayton's Facebook page, I put a link in the chat room for some of the quotes. But let me go through a few of these.
Into Awakeness.
Star Wars Into Awakeness. Fuck those books and comics.
Thanks, Obama.
Star Wars Found Footage. Star Wars Never Gonna Give You Up.
Star Wars Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
Star Wars Sith Happens. Starry Night.
That one. I actually like Sith Happens. That's funny.
Star Wars Electric Boogaloo Was Taken. Star Wars Episode 7 Part 2 Chapter 5.
Star Wars, we break for Uranus.
Now, this is kind of interesting. Star Trek starts Flame Wars.
I like that one too.
Star Wars, Mark Hamill's effing old.
Star Wars, the mouse laughs last.
I guess, does anybody have any specific ideas to why the name sucks so badly?
Star Wars shit is about to get real.
I don't think it does.
Has anybody read anything?
Just people, you know how fans are.
Well, it's kind of, I have to say, in the big scheme of things, it's kind of a weak title, right? The Force Awakens. It's very...
Terry.
Yes?
A New Hope.
Well, that's what I mean. But see, A New Hope wasn't a part of the original title until he decided he was going to...
I'm just saying.
Star Wars Jedi Morning Wood.
And again, it goes to, you can't, you don't want to say, you know, it was like, you can't say the Revenge of the Jedi because the Jedi don't take revenge. That's why it was Return of the Jedi, right? So they have to weaken the name a little bit if you're talking about the positive side of the Force. But are they talking about the positive side of the Force? I'm thinking that maybe the negative side of the Force is awakening.
Lucas destroyed the Force with the whole midichlorians thing. Instead of it being what it was in the original trilogy, he fucking destroyed it. So.
I don't disagree with you on that. I don't think there's a fan out there who doesn't agree with you on that. And it was like, oh, come on.
Hey, I've got a really cool thing here and all of that, and let me fuck it up now.
Yeah, well.
Speaking of which, tying into to Star Wars, did you see the word on the new Fantastic Four movie?
I heard they were not going to be doing one.
Oh no, they're doing it.
Okay, this is what I'm all confused about. What is going on with it?
Sony's doing it.
Oh.
Because they own it.
Do they own it, or they just have license to it for several years?
No, they're filming it.
Okay.
And Johnny
Storm.
So
they actually bought it from
Johnny Storm is going to be black. It's not going to be Sue Storm's brother.
Okay.
And Doctor Doom, and the reason that I bring this back, George Lucas has said that Doctor Doom, Darth Vader, was influenced by Doctor Doom. Right?
Okay.
Doctor Doom will no longer be the Doctor Doom that we all know, love, loathe. Now he's going to be an angry hacker.
Okay.
Toby Kebbell, who's playing Doom in the movie, said this. He's Victor Omashav, not Victor Von Doom in our story. The Doom in ours, I'm a programmer, very antisocial programmer. And on blogging sites, I'm Doom. Let's let that sink in, people.
Okay, wait. What?
Yeah. He's not the leader of another country.
All right.
He's not like friend of Reed Richards turned enemy. He's an angry blogger.
A troll. Oh no.
He's a troll. He's an internet troll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Really? Andrew's absolutely right. Marvel thinks this movie's so fucked up they've canceled the comic.
They canceled the comic, which, by the way, Disney is denying they're canceling the comic because of the movie.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Let's see here. It says the ongoing rumor in the comic book world is that Marvel Comics is canceling the Fantastic Four comic book as a company directive not to support the properties for which 20th Century Fox owns the movie rights. In an executive roundtable earlier this week, The Hollywood Reporter, Disney Studios chairman Alan Horn, and Fox chairman CEO Jim Giannopoulos addressed the Fantastic Four comic cancellation and whether it had anything to do with the movie. While there have been several stories to spin out of the executive roundtable, most things that the Hollywood Reporter highlighted in their write-up were highlighted in the write-up on the roundtable. However, the Fantastic Four part was only in the lengthy hour-long video and not included in the Hollywood Reporter's write-up, so it appears to have flown under the radar. When Fox's Giannopoulos was asked during the roundtable if he felt Marvel Comics pulling the Fantastic Four comic was an attempt by Disney's Marvel to strangle Fox's Marvel, Giannopoulos said, "No, I don't think so. I don't know how that decision came about. The comic was not a huge seller. The Fantastic Four is a very established group of characters, and the film is awesome. Yeah, I don't know how that played into their decision, but the book wasn't selling as well as the others." Giannopoulos also reiterated that, right. Giannopoulos also reiterated that it didn't matter from their perspective. Right, I agree. Fully independent decision, by the way. I didn't even know about it. I mean, honestly, honestly, we don't even. He shrugged his shoulders.
And
Interesting.
here's the thing. His denial would be a whole lot more believable if they also weren't cutting out the X-Men of promotional stuff and marketing and all of that. Another studio made film, not they're Fox, I believe.
Yeah, well, it's 20th Century owns the movie rights to the Fantastic Four, but not to the comics or anything like that. So this is. I'm sorry, Disney can say what it wants.
We all know the truth.
The fact of the matter is, that would be, it would be kind
no
of a
one
bad
fucks with the mouse.
decision. You don't fuck with the mouse, man. I'm
Darth
saying.
Mickey.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just saying. Don't mess with it.
But a hacker, Terry. That's almost as stupid as having Khan be a pasty white guy. And I want to say something to those that download and listen to our show. If your whole argument that Star Trek 09 and Star Trek Into Darkness are good movies because they made a lot of money, take a Klingon dildo, turn it sideways, and shove it up your ass. Making money does not denote quality. I give you any film by Adam Sandler.
Although I happen to be a fan of Happy Gilmore, so whatever.
That's a different kind of thing. I was going to say any movie with Rob
and
Schneider,
51st Dates, so I was like...
you know what? But that had Drew Barrymore, which balances it out.
Yeah,
but
okay.
You know,
others, you're right, yeah.
You're saying, when you say, well, it made this amount of money, okay, Honey Boo Boo had big ratings.
Hey, she finally got canceled.
Yeah.
The
So I don't understand where you're and if you look, that money was made overseas.
Well, there's no doubt about that. A large majority of the film's profit was made overseas, which is why they're really concentrating on overseas support for future endeavors, i.e.
They knew it was going to be torn apart here.
Yeah, we're very horrible when it comes to, our fandom. We're very...
Wanting a story that doesn't have plot hole size, the size of the venue.
Well, that's true. Yeah, no. And Star Wars fans are the same way.
Right. So JJ, I think there's far more riding on JJ's career with Star Wars than there ever was with Star Trek, because of the way he made it known that Star Wars was his first love.
Yes. Well, that he didn't win any fans with that at all.
And
as a matter of fact, he made a lot of enemies by going, and then he called us talkie geeks. It's like, I don't want to make a Star Trek film that's like a talkie geek fest like the rest of them.
And the mouse could be very unforgiving. You just
insulted everything we ever loved about this. Yeah, whatever.
Look at what the mouse did to the people behind John Carter, which was a damn fine movie. They can be very unforgiving, and I don't blame them. Their job is not to, well.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I kind of neglected to bring up during the Star Trek news information is that there is still a live concert series for Star Trek music in conjunction with the Creation conventions. And interestingly enough, coming up in December, if you guys are in San Francisco, the official Star Trek convention in San Francisco on December 12th, 13th, and 14th is being held at the Hyatt Regency San Francisco. And they're going to be doing the live concert series there, continuing it on in Seattle, Washington, then in Oregon, Star Trek Live in concert in Melbourne, Brisbane, and Toronto in March, and then June of next year in Nashville. So I put the tour dates link into the chat room. So, but no, you're right, Nick. The fandom is a fandom is a fandom, right? Really doesn't matter what they're a fan of. Look at what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles people went through when Michael Bay got a hold of their beloved genre, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie eventually came out, and I have to say, I didn't go see it. Did anybody love the film?
Probably people who aren't as familiar with the franchise.
Yeah, I would agree.
Which is typically what the reaction that most of these remakes or the current batch of filmmaking gets. If you're not already a fan of the franchise, you have a good time. If you are a fan of the franchise, you feel as if someone spat in your face.
Yeah, I agree. I commiserate with the Star Wars fans who don't like the title. I personally, I don't think it's bad. I kind of went, oh, okay, it's kind of in line with the other titles that we've seen, right? Oh, New Hope, Return of the Jedi, and Empire Strikes Back. The Force Awakens, it has a perfect little level of, in my opinion, a little bit of cheese that goes with it. But it's kind of expected to have a little bit of cheese with it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what Star Trek's got. The Voyage Home, Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, but Undiscovered Country is a Shakespeare quote.
Well, that is true. But if it had been a Shakespeare quote, would Star Wars fans have been any nicer about it?
Well, he wouldn't do that because I Geeky Talk Fest.
That's true. You don't want Shakespeare messing up my things.
Speaking of which, in the interview, Erica Schroeder gives us some Shakespeare.
Sweet.
Which is really cool.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. For darn sure.
But I'm looking at the clock.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know we have to wrap up early today because Nick has to move forward. He has to check out of his hotel room and get into the rest of and do your hopefully everything works out well.
I got to do Gigi.
You have to
do
interview.
The
interview is just...
How dare you.
I'm so excited for you. I really am. So, do we have any announcements, Mike, before we wrap things up?
Actually, yes, we do. Let's see. Our friends over at Comedia Beauregard, they are doing every year they do the Klingon Christmas Carol.
Yes.
They are doing an Adopt a Klingon fundraiser.
God. Fucking kidding me.
No, I'm serious, and this is a worthy cause.
All right.
Listen to Mike. This is a worthy adopting a Klingon.
Adopting a Klingon to put on a piece of a play. Yeah, a good play in the original Klingon. So So if $20 and you get an adoption certificate declaring you as an official ancestor of your Klingon, a personal letter from your Klingon, a photo of your Klingon, and an opportunity, if you happen to attend the show, to have a photo taken with your Klingon on the new stage set, and your name will appear on a display in the lobby. For $40, you get to pick your Klingon. So that's pretty cool. So you get to support the cast members and the play just through a small donation. So if you can, please do. I think that's a worthy cause.
I do too. That's great. How's Jen's album doing? Jen Ucelis.
I talked to her earlier this week. She said that my CDs were in the mail. I have not been down to the post office yet to confirm, but we're supposed to have one for our G&T contest, so that is coming. I think she's pleased with the reaction to her album so far, but I think it's still kind of early. Like we were talking with Scott yesterday, I think it's still too early to really see how well it's doing, but it did appear as number 3 under folk albums. That it debuted at number 3 under folk albums.
Yeah, which we thought was funny because I remember her saying folk. How did I get identified as folk? Which I thought was really kind of cute.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too. Let's see. Obviously, our fundraiser is still going on, so please contribute. I do want to get us new plugins, new theme, and we have some subscriptions that we need to renew. Yep. So please help if you can. Let's see. I already sent a shout out to Andy once more. Thank you, Andy. Yes. Let's see. I think Gates of Tovacor, we are in production again. We're going to be we need to fill several roles, so look for announcements coming through there sometime soon.
Okay. Where can people go to get info on that? Still gatesofstovacor.com?
Yes, it's still at gatesofstovacor.com. We haven't really pushed it too much yet. Like I said, right now we're just getting things going.
Cool.
I think that's all I got for now.
NaNoWriMo. What's going on with that, my dear?
NaNoWriMo, yes. Let's see. I heard from Dayton that he's slow progress on his, but he's working on his. Jespa is a writing machine. That girl already finished. I'm sitting at 48,000 words.
Cocaine will do it for you.
I'm sitting at 48,000 words, but I think I was sitting at 48,000 words last week. My story, I'm already over once I take into account the current story I'm working on, but I don't count them or enter them until the story's finished. But once I finish this story, I should hit the 50,000 mark, but I still want to add a few more stories before I call it done. So, but technically I'm behind schedule. Yeah.
Well, you still have a couple weeks. It's only the 16th of November, so you're halfway through the month. And no kidding. Jespa says caffeine is her friend. Apparently so.
Yeah.
Holy crap. And for those, because we did move to a new server, currently our emails are down. So.
Yes, do not email us. Because we won't get them.
We won't get them. So we will announce when the email system is back up and running, and then whether or not, because I think Nick and I are going to get our own.
Yes, the plan is to get Nick and Terry their own emails so they can start spamming you personally.
Sounds great.
And
we'll make an announcement on the page, and we'll make an announcement on the page and everything like that. But in the meantime, you can still follow us at Sunday GNT on Twitter. You can follow me at Terry Lynn S. That's TerryLynnS as in Sam. Nick?
At Gettysburg 7. That's the number 7. And I also wanted to say, I put it in the chat room. Give some love and follow our friends at An Elegant Weapon Podcast on Facebook. Really fun group, and they want to do more with us with the G&T show crossover stuff in the future for conventions. Great. And just some crossover stuff for the shows. So that'd be great.
Sounds like
right on.
All right, I really got to shower because
have a good day. Have a great time.
Huh?
I said have a great day. Have a great time.
I will.
Do us proud. I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
And,
all right, Grumpkin, who the fuck are you? Is it Woody? Is it Woody?
He could just be a new listener that decided to join us.
No, it's not a new list.
Well, Grumpkin has listened to us before, but what I'm saying is that this could be her first time in the chat room.
I don't believe that. Who is it? Mike?
Well, we haven't seen Steve yet this morning.
Yeah, I know. It's been good.
I saw Steve in the lobby of the TeamSpeak.
No, Baz. That's not Baz's style. Baz
comes in and stabs everyone.
Baz would have been able to.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have no more tries. That's awesome.
Baz wouldn't have been able to keep from stabbing us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And you have died of dysentery.
All right, you guys, that calls it for episode 166 of the G&T Show. Join us next week when we have a very special guest planned for at least the first. Yes, we do.
Oh, that's right, we do.
We do. We have a very special guest planned to join us live. And so don't forget, it's going to be, if all goes well, are we announcing, Mike? Are we going to surprise everybody?
I say let's surprise them.
I think so too.
Surprise.
Okay, good. Well, don't forget, tune in next week where our special guest will be joining us live for the first part of the show. I'm very, very excited about this.
We can't give them a hint. It's someone we have not spoken to yet.
We have yet to interview this person.
I know, and I can't wait to talk about Orange is the New Black. I mean,
no spoilers.
My bad.
Yeah, right. And we do have 2 supplemental logs that are going to be recorded this week.
And a couple more today, so.
Yeah. With Wednesday, we're interviewing Larry Nemechek to follow up with him on all of his projects. We always talk to him at least once a quarter. You know how it goes. And then also to talk to Mark Cushman, who is the author of These Are the Voyages.
Which I have been pimping here at this convention, by the way.
Oh, my gosh. It's such a good, so good. And Mark's got is it a Kickstarter or is
it is a Kickstarter. It is a Kickstarter.
So-
Him and the guys from Axonar, the Axonar guys are sponsoring it and handling the Kickstarter aspects of it. But they've already reached their 20,000 goal. They've hit 30,000. So it's ongoing. It's you have a chance to get a wide range of everything from the ebook collection to the full hard cover, signed, autographed, personalized. I mean, they got stuff coming out the wazoo. So it's well worth it.
We need to reset up the interview that didn't make it the last time. I need to do that.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great week, and we will see you next week for episode 167. Hot darn.
Wow.
Take care. Have a great one. Ciao.
Kapla.
Joel on True Fuckers.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Grethor, 5-Year Mission, and Andrew Allen's Smooth Federation.
G&T Show is a Busy Little Beaver production.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race. And we make space a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I've sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Gonna travel to new worlds. Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy-free galaxy. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobayashi. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends with aliens. To boldly go where no man's gone before. Space happy. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G